Here's a quote by Leonardo da Vinci. Learn how to see. Realize that everything connects to everything else. By see, he isn't merely referring to sight. Most people can see and we don't necessarily learn how to see. What he's referring to is a different kind of vision. Insights. On this channel, we don't just give you information, we show you how to see. Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, and how it's a game changer, how to use it to make more money and be more productive and all that. But not many people are talking about how to use AI to get smarter. In times past, our ancestors had to rely on special tutors or libraries. Then the internet and Google came along and made that unnecessary. Now we have ChatGPT and access to information is more seamless and intuitive. It feels more like chatting than researching. You can more easily bounce ideas off ChatGPT. So if we use it right, we should be able to learn way faster than our ancestors. This is the kind of insights we seek and explore on this channel. Here's something to keep in mind about artificial intelligence. For the most part, it's modeled after human intelligence. So we are the originals and these bots are the wannabes, so to speak. Instead of worrying about bots taking our jobs, we humans can reinvent ourselves and build upon our natural strengths that aren't so natural to bots. To use bots for our advancement, not as replacements. But get this, if you program AI to play chess in the morning, by lunch, it can beat most players, and by the evening, it's stronger than world champions. That's a quote by Demi Hassabis, CEO of DeepMind Technologies. These bots are already kicking our butts. But I should add, there are two types of AI, narrow AI and general AI. The bot that beats us at chess, Deep Blue, or the bot that beats human champions at Jeopardy, Watson, or AlphaFold that predicted the structures of all 200 million proteins in just a few months. In comparison, it will take a biochemist 5 years and a PhD to do just one of these proteins. As impressive as these bots are, they fall under narrow AI because they can only do what they are programmed to do. They may beat us at specific tasks, but they can't generalize to other domains or situations. Their intelligence is still quite narrow compared to humans. So we are generally more intelligent than AI for now. And there's something else we take for granted that AI will die for: common sense. Here's a quote from the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Common sense intelligence is a long-standing puzzle in AI. Despite considerable advances in deep learning, AI continues to be narrow and brittle due to its lack of common sense. If you want to test this out, try asking ChatGPT brain teasers that require common sense. In a later segment in this video, I will share some brain teasers with you that you can use to play around with ChatGPT. Some of the brain teasers I will share with you later will trip off ChatGPT 3.5 but may not trip off GPT-4. So yes, AI is improving and fast. When asked about which jobs would be affected most by AI, Google CEO Sundar Pichai said knowledge workers, so writers, accountants, pharmacists, educators, lawyers, architects, and even software engineers too, because AI writes computer code. But he added that while some jobs may decline, new jobs will emerge and most will change to be assisted by AI. As for general AI or artificial general intelligence with human-like common sense intelligence, that doesn't exist quite yet, and there's no consensus on when or how that will be achieved. So we're not yet disposable. Yay! So how do we stay ahead of AI, you might ask? The future, I believe, belongs to those who learn to partner with AI. We shouldn't necessarily fight against the trend. In fact, we should see it as an opportunity. Let's face it, students will use ChatGPT to write their essays and do their homework. Big deal. It's inevitable. But instead of focusing energies on detecting and punishing them, proactive educators should actually teach and encourage students to use these resources, because in the real world, there will now be much easier access to information. So what's the point of creating this vacuum where learners are not allowed to use the resources available to them? How does that prepare them for the real world? The new test of intelligence should be how well the students can derive insight from information. We would have to move away from the knowledge for knowledge's sake model and instead promote intuitive understanding of subjects, because that's what leads to insight and subsequent application and innovation. Here's a fun fact. The term robots, from the Czech word robota, which means labor, was first used in a science fiction play that premiered in 1920. Basically, these artificial beings were created to do tasks that humans would rather not do. So what are some tasks that we humans aren't crazy about? Basically, tasks that are spiritless, mindless, monotonous, predictable, in one word, boring. So AI should take over these tasks, leaving humans to focus on tasks that require common sense, creativity, emotional intelligence, inspiration, that human touch. Do you know Tim Ferriss, modern day polymath and best-selling author? In his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, he gives advice on how to escape the 9-to-5 work structure, so to speak. One of the key concepts in his book is the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, which he applies to his work and lifestyle. He argues that you will get the best results by focusing on the most important 20% of your work and outsourcing the rest. So here's our capstone. This is the important part. So imagine a pyramid like the one behind the dollar bill, right? As with all pyramids, it gets narrower as it approaches the top, right? But notice the eye is at the top. So if you want to be closer to the top of the pyramid, or what you might call the capstone, focus on gaining insights. If the pyramid represents information, the capstone represents insights. Keep in mind, when Tim Ferriss wrote about the 80-20 rule, he was building upon the work of Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian economist, who founded the principle in 1906, a whole century earlier. Pareto observed that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. That seems like a random fun fact, right? But he was able to derive a principle from this fact because he noticed the trend. That's insight. Now, Ferriss in his book argues that you maximize results by focusing on the 20% of your work in which you have unique insight or know-how. So if you find the aspect of your work that maximizes your uniqueness, you should focus all your energies on that aspect and outsource the rest. So yeah, pay someone to mow your lawn if it would leave you with more time on your hands to do something that you have special insight in. The lawnmower would probably do it more efficiently than you because he's focused on lawn mowing, and through practice, he would have gained some insight into how to mow lawns more efficiently. Recall what we said about AI kicking our butts, right? They are able to do this already because they are focused on narrow tasks in which they are better than us. So although we are still generally more intelligent than AI, we can focus that general intelligence into a narrow task and outsource the rest. Like how you can focus sunlight through a microscope and get fire. So here's the cap on our capstone. To stay ahead of AI, outsource 80% of your work to AI and focus on the 20% of your work that AI isn't as good at. That doesn't mean you shouldn't outsource to humans. That just means that even those humans should apply the same 80-20 rule to the task you outsource to them. Capiche? This would make you more productive than people who don't know how to use AI. But you would also stand out from people who want AI to do everything for them, because your work would have that human touch, and a more focused human touch. A general intelligence focus on a narrow task. So there it is, Polymath. I hope you've gained value from watching this video. If you have, consider subscribing and sharing with other lifelong learners that may also find this valuable. Don't forget to leave some feedback, hit the like button, comment, ask questions, add your own insights. Speaking of sharing your own insights, you know you can use AI to create videos like this, right? Check out Pictory AI. It helps you do this quite easily. You just write out what you want to share and it gives you these accompanying images, soundtracks and all. Easy peasy. You can also use my code Polymath79 to get easier access to discounts. Now, if you want the video to be of this quality and still have that human touch, consider getting my course on this. It gives you a step-by-step guide on how to create content easily in this AI age. Video editing, process, automation, all of it. If you prefer that fast track, send me an email at aimindmeld@gmail.com.